Hello there, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Clarissa. I put out new pick a card readings once a week, and as you can tell from this week's reading, which I'm really excited about, I feel like this is going to be fun. We're going to be getting a look at all about your person, like who they are, like what your guys' relationship is like or will be like, depending on if you've already met this person and they're already in your life. And then we want to get some additional messages also kind of at the end about, well, not about, but from your person. So yeah, I'm like really excited to do this. I think this is going to be really fun. As you can see, I have 3 different piles laid out for us already here. So we have group number 1, 2, and 3. For group number 1, for our little like indicator for that pile, or a little selector, we have this goldstone heart. I'm sorry if you can hear the wind outside really loud. It's been like really windy here the last couple of days. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. So there is our goldstone for group number 1, and it's very pretty, very shimmery. I love that. And then for group number 2, we have this soda light heart as your guys' little selector for that pile. Sure, there we go, beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, perfect. And then for group number 3, we have this opalite heart for your guys' selector for the pile. And this one's really pretty too, like iridescent, just gorgeous. Love it. Oop. There we go. Okay. So again, group 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm not saying you can't listen to more than one pile, because I could be describing like your person, or you know, maybe even another person in your life that has been significant or is significant, like, but I think that for the most part, it'll probably be the most helpful to just choose one pile for today, because I think that'll give you like the most accurate look into who your person is. Because like what I was meaning is, you know, maybe they have characteristics of like both of the pile, right? So like if you chose, for instance, pile number 1 and 2 and 3, maybe your person has characteristics of both of the individuals described in those piles. So that's why I'm like, you know, if you really feel like you need to, go ahead and listen to more than one, but I think that for the most part, it'll be best to just select one for this week. So if you need to, take a second, pause the video to decide which pile you're the most drawn to. And then once you've done that, you can go to the description box down below, and there will be timestamps for each individual reading that you can then select and go to your reading for this week. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I'm excited about this one, and I'll see you shortly in your reading. Hi there, my group number 1s. As a reminder, if you chose this goldstone, then this is your reading this week in regard to learning all about your person, like who your person is, what your relationship will be like, and messages from them as well. So you'll probably recognize these cards from the pile selectors in the like first part of the video. So you guys got the womb and the mirror, and this is in regard to like, I wanted to know more about like who this person is, who your person is. And then we also have for you guys the Queen of Wands, the 8 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. And then this I wanted to look at like what your relationship would be like. And then I have 2 additional oracle cards that I've already like not cards, but 2 additional oracle decks that I've used that I've already pre-shuffled those cards. And then one of them will be looking at like your astrological connections with this person, as well as like maybe even more information about them. And then we have messages from them specifically. So let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, we have the womb, the mirror, the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. So starting off here with the womb coming up, I get this overwhelming feeling that you two have known each other for many lifetimes. Like you're kindred spirits and you enjoy spending your lives together. You love reincarnating with one another, and it's like you always choose to do that. It's like if they're going to be reincarnating, you're like, I'll reincarnate also, and vice versa. Like that's just kind of how it works for you guys. You always like end up finding each other and ending up together in the lifetimes that you have shared together as well. Even if it wasn't always the plan for your lifetime, for the lifetimes that you have spent together. So what I mean by that is I feel like you guys constantly reincarnate with one another, and even if like you guys were just meant to have like a short relationship, or you were meant to or like the plan had been for the most part like we'll have a short relationship, or we'll excuse me, we'll like just be friends, or we'll, you know, we may not even like actually connect, but like briefly in this lifetime or whatever. Like it just ends up being that you guys always find each other, you guys always end up together, and it's not like, you know, you're going against the plan of everything, but like maybe your intention like going into that life wasn't to end up together, and you guys end up together anyway. It's just like that kind of energy that I'm getting for you guys. Let's see here. Your person is very nurturing and healing to you as well. Their presence relaxes you, and it's probably because you have known each other in so many lifetimes, and there's this like undeniable connection and link between the two of you, and it's almost like you recognize one another instantly each time you meet, and it's just like comfortable and easy from the start, and it's just like you guys meet and you just like click, you know. It's one of those relationships is what I'm feeling. Like you meet, you click instantly, and you just like, before you know it, you guys like live together, you've moved in together, you're like with one another, right? And it's just like really beautiful how you guys always find each other, and you guys always end up just connecting like so deeply because your souls are like so deeply connected is what I'm feeling. With the mirror coming up, to me, it speaks to like this instant recognition of one another in the lifetimes that you've spent together, and they truly see you for who you are, for your soul. They see past the physical and into the depths of who you really are, and I believe you do the same with them. This is probably why you guys are able to become so comfortable with one another so fast. Like with the mirror, it's interesting because I feel like you guys are very much so like connected in that way. Like you guys could very well be like mirrors of or for each other, but also like I feel like so often when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we have this misperception of like what we really look like, or connecting like how we may view ourselves in our like photos, or like in our own memory. And, you know, it's like sometimes we'll just really misperceive the way that we look, or the way that we did look. And sometimes it can be hard, like when we actually go and look in the mirror, to conflate like this image that we have of ourselves in our head to what we're seeing in the mirror, right? And like, you know, body dysmorphia is a real thing. It's something that happens to a lot of people, and so it's not illogical to think that that could be something that you've done as well. And like, even if you're not somebody that like examines your own body like that, I mean, like you just have this misperception of like how beautiful you are, of how like truly beautiful you are, my group number ones. And your person can see that in you, and they pick up on that energy within you instantly, because it's literally not just your physical appearance. Like you are beautiful inside and out, and like they see that in you immediately, and they know you, like they recognize you, not only because they like are just attracted to you and, you know, see you as being like the most beautiful person in the room, but because they're attracted to like your soul. And when they hold up, when you're like judging yourself in the mirror, they're holding up a mirror to you and like seeing you completely differently than the way that you see yourself. And they allow you to really see yourself like past your own hard scrutinizing eyes, if that makes sense. Let me take a drink of water here real quick. So it's really like they see you for who you are, even when you may not be able to see yourself correctly. Let's see. In regard to the tarot cards you received about your relationship with this person, I believe that your relationship is very deep. So again, like I had mentioned, let me just backtrack for a second. Like I had mentioned, with your tarot cards here, I was asking Spirit like more information about your guys' relationship, and like what that relationship would entail, what that would be like. And so these are what we received from Spirit for that reason. So I believe that your relationship is very deep. You communicate really well with one another, as you already have this deep unspoken understanding and trust of one another once you meet. And I'm really feeling that, especially with like the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Swords coming up here, because that really speaks to like our thoughts, our mentality. Let's see here. You really validate one another's perspective, thoughts, opinions, and feelings. Because of this, I feel you are able to have very healthy conflict and discuss issues without placing judgment or blame on the other party. Neither of you ever wants the other person to feel like they have to keep how they feel about an issue to themselves. You are also very good at coming together and making decisions that benefit both parties in some way. Your relationship is just like very balanced and very harmonious, and I really do see that your communication is what keeps you guys bonded, like, because you just understand one another in a way where you feel like someone has never understood you, and they feel that same way. They feel like you understand them better than anyone ever has, and you guys just connect very deeply. I feel like you guys have very deep, thoughtful conversations, because you're just like really, I think you're just like overall very fascinated even in how the other person thinks and views things, and I think that's why like you have such a beautiful relationship with this person, because you never feel like they're judging you for your thoughts, or that they feel like, you know, they know more than you or whatever. Like you guys just, you feel very comfortable expressing yourself with them because they don't judge you. They're able to like, you know, think about, oh, well, that's actually like a really interesting take. Like I never thought about it that way. And you guys just like kind of keep digging deeper with one another and like asking questions, and you're just like both very curious. And I think that that just works really well for you, but you never feel like you have to hide your thoughts from the other person, and they very much feel that way with you as well. Like you guys don't hide the way that you're feeling or like what you're thinking about something. You're very good at like communicating it with one another in a way too where it doesn't come off as judgy or irritated, or, you know, like you're placing blame onto them for whatever. It comes off as like curiosity, wanting to like open things up and have an open conversation. And I think that's really, really beautiful, my group number ones. I also feel like you guys have a lot of passion in your relationship with the wands coming up here, with the Queen of Wands and the 10 of Wands. I feel like you'll definitely have a very fulfilling relationship in the bedroom, if you can catch my drift. I see you both being happy and satisfied in that department. I feel like you guys just connect very well, like from an emotional standpoint, that it just really crosses over into the physical, and you guys have a very, like, you're just like very receptive to one another, and you like want to help one another in the bedroom as well. Like, you want to make sure that you both get yours, right? So you guys are willing to like try different things, be adventurous, like explore different things in the bedroom, I feel like, and you just really connect there. It's like explosive, I feel like. Let's see. I also see you guys being very passionate about one another's success and happiness. Your person cares for you so much that they also take an interest in what you're passionate about, and they encourage you to go after what lights you up. They think you're capable of anything you put your mind to, and they love seeing the way you light up when things go well for you, or you have a hit, or I cannot talk today, or you have hit a major accomplishment. So like, let me just go back there a little bit. They think, like I said, that you're capable of anything you put your mind to, and they love seeing the way you light up when things go well for you, or you have like hit a major accomplishment. It's giving like that new TikTok trend that's been going on, where it's usually like somebody, and it can be like anything. It's like somebody that like, you know, is down and out about themselves in some way, and then it like clips to that little like that kid car in the movie Cars where he's like watching Lightning McQueen, because I don't know if you've never seen the movie Cars, like this may not make sense to you, but if you have, like, you'll be able to follow me here, and I'll explain a little bit in the end. But like that movie Cars where you have Lightning McQueen, who's like this like fabulous racer, and he's literally a car personified, and then you have like this little kid car who looks just like him. It looks like he probably like dressed himself up that way, and he is just like, every time Lightning McQueen goes by on the track, he's like, Lightning McQueen, because he's like so excited. So like, I just really see your person as being like your hype man all of the time, like just cheering you on, excited about what you're excited about, because they love to see you happy and excited and fulfilled, and they just get so much joy out of seeing you joyful. It's like you bring out those things in one another, and so, you know, never do you feel like you're not being supported in like what you want to accomplish or in your dreams, because they're always like rooting you on, and they're just like your hype man or woman, you know. They're just always there for you. They're always in your corner. So that's like the energy that I was feeling there as well. But I think that you guys just have this very like harmonious and balanced like relationship, and especially when, you know, things are good, obviously like we're looking at the good here, and not like the other side of things, because there's always another side. But for the most part, I feel like when you guys are in sync with one another, and I'm sorry for the geese, like, oh my god, rude, but they're outside doing God knows what. They think they own my apartment complex. Like, they're basically my property management group. But anyway, as I was saying, I just feel like you guys really balance one another out. You're always there for one another. You just deeply, deeply care about them. And I think it just starts with, you know, you guys seeing each other for more than just your physical appearances, seeing each other at like the deepest levels of who you are, but also like just being very physically attracted to one another still, because you see them and you think they're like the hottest person ever, and they see you and they think you're the hottest person ever. So it's just, it's beautiful. Chef's kiss. Let me take another drink of water here, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the last couple cards that we have for you guys. So like I said, I went ahead and pre-shuffled this time for these last two oracle decks. So I wanted to get a little bit more information about your guys's relationship, like astrologically, or even like more astrological information about your person and who they are. So yeah, I was just kind of like, whatever comes through, and I think that they'll both maybe probably correlate with one another as well. So we got for you solar flares, and we got trine sextile symbiosis. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so with solar flares coming out, I feel like Spirit's saying that, like, to me this gives very much like Aquarius, like Uranus energy. So like Uranus is technically the modern ruler of Aquarius, and this person may be an Aquarius, they may not though. This could just be like the energy that they bring with them. Could also be like Scorpio, heavy Pluto placement. like significant within their chart where like Pluto is being aspected a lot in the chart, or they could even be like a Scorpio or a Pluto and Scorpio person, so like millennial age. But or it could like also be, you know, just in a very significant house, like the 12th house, the 8th house, the 5th house, 4th house, excuse me, which I feel like Pluto can like be very heavy energy in those houses sometimes. So what I'm getting at though is with solar flares coming up, it gives like revolutionary energy. It gives change, questioning the status quo. And I think this plays really well into your guys's like going very deep below the surface and like your ability to connect with communication. Because I feel like this person excites or ignites a lot of change within you. And not that they expect you to change in any way who you are, but it's like you change yourself for the better. When you guys are together, it is this very like symbiotic, harmonious energy that we talked about. And you guys really push one another to be the best version of yourself. And this really does inspire a lot of change within you because you feel supported, you feel loved, you feel seen and valued just the way you are. But it opens up that space and allows for you to want to like make the changes that maybe you always have wanted to, but you've been like too afraid to, or you haven't had like that kind of support. It's really finally like the universe is giving you someone that reflects the love that you should have always had for yourself and the care that you should have always had for yourself, and is showing you like this is what you deserve, like, and this is how you need to treat yourself, right? But yeah, I feel like they really do activate and invoke a lot of change within you, allow you to question a lot of different things. And that's the thing too, is it's hard for us to question things sometimes when we don't feel safe, and they provide us with that safety and security, that bare necessity that we need, so that then we can like care to question things and like seek change in ourselves. Yeah, I really feel like the relationship is very profound that way. And then with trine, sextile, symbiosis coming up, sorry about that, let me turn down my volume on my computer. As you know, like I read little synopsis of what I've typed up with like your tarot cards at least. And yeah, I just had my laptop still open and my sister texted me. But with the trine, sextile, symbiosis coming out, you guys could have very harmonious birth charts as well. You could have a lot of planets where they are trine or sextile to one another, and I get this confused in my mind sometimes, but I'm pretty sure with trine, it means, yes, this is what it means. With trine, it means like that you guys have like a lot of planets that are, you know, water signs, or that are earth signs or air signs or fire signs, right? And that's what it means to have them be trine, is that they're all within the same element. Or you also may have planets that are sextile, meaning that they are all like they're fixed signs, they're cardinal, they're mutable, and I believe those are like the modalities of the different signs. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, what that means is like there's just this understanding that you have of one another, right? Because all of us water signs kind of understand each other to a better degree than like maybe fire signs understand us, right? And the fire signs get each other in a way that like maybe the water signs don't get them. You know what I mean? Like when we're in the same element, like we kind of understand each other a little bit more. We can understand where each other are coming from a little bit more, especially when it comes to like our thoughts and our actions. And same thing with having sextile planets, because they're in the same modality. So like, you know, cardinal signs kind of like understand different things about each other than like the fixed signs understand about each other. It's like having a buddy that's like non-competitive in the race with you and like is there to boost you up and understand you. So again, I think it just speaks to like us really being able to communicate with one another and having this deep understanding of one another that maybe other people don't have of us. Let me take another drink of water here. I'm very parched today. Okay. But yeah, I think that ultimately, you know, this could point to also like harmonious aspects when it comes to our charts, like the chart of our relationship, and like our charts being or like laid on top of each other and compared and looked at. We have a lot in common. Ultimately, we have a lot that allows us to connect deeply with one another, making us a good, you know, match for one another. And then finally, I just have like 2 cards that I wanted to use more as like a message from your person. So we're gonna take a look at these, and then that will be your reading. So I have, excuse me, soulmate, which makes a lot of sense, you guys. Like, I am not surprised by that one at all. Soulmate, I'm really sorry for these damn geese. Oh my god. So rude. Soulmate, your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. I'm sorry. I was gonna see if they were gonna like chill. I'm sorry about that, guys. I really hope it's not destroying the audio too much. So we have soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. And then we also have embrace here. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. I love that. So with soulmate coming up here, I really feel like, and like obviously based on what we've been talking about with this person and how I feel like you guys have reincarnated together and been together in multiple lifetimes, like this is a soulmate. This may even be like your, you know, most important soulmate. People talk about how we may have like more than one soulmate, and I think that that is like very true, but maybe this is like your overarching soulmate when it comes to like romance, right? And so, yeah, I think that this is like them saying to you that they're always with you, and the more that you believe this and believe that you're worthy of this kind of relationship, the easier it will be for something like this to manifest into your life. Because sometimes when we really have that like subconscious belief that we don't deserve these kind of things, that is what we put out, and that's what other people sense, and it brings people to us that may not be the most aligned with us or have our best interest at heart. So I think it's important for you to remember that they're always with you and they want to be with you. They've been with you multiple times in multiple lifetimes, and they want to be with you again. But it's really important for you to like not block that from happening by like, you know, believing maybe some subliminal subconscious programming that you have from childhood even. And then with embrace, through each other, you find the missing pieces. I feel like, again, you guys are just so deeply connected, and by you guys being together, I feel like it's more beneficial and like symbiotic than like harmful is what I'm saying. So like, I feel like that's why you guys always get to be together and end up together in every lifetime, because you help one another, you help push one another, you help each other succeed, and you remind each other like of what you came here to accomplish and what you came here to learn in this lifetime. So yeah, I really loved this reading, you guys. This was really fun, and I think that you have like a potential, if you haven't met this person already, to have such a beautiful love in your life. And I think that everybody deserves this kind of love. So please keep in mind that you do. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave your guys' reading here for this week. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated for you, please give this video a thumbs up so that it can reach as many other people as possible. Leave me a comment down below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings, new tarot collective readings once a week. I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys in a future reading. Thanks. Bye. Hello there, my group number 2s. As a reminder, if you picked the Sodalite heart, then this is your reading regarding your person, all about them, who they are, and like what your guys' relationship would be, or is like, or will be like, or would be like together. And then I also have like some additional oracle, oh my god, some additional oracle card decks as well. 2 additional decks that we'll get into with today's reading as well. And the first deck will kind of be looking at like your astrological compatibility, if that's kind of what comes through, or you know, how, again, like more information about like your relationship, or even like just more information about your person and like who they are. So a couple different things that could be coming in with that second deck. And then the last deck is looking at like messages from your person. So let's go ahead and get into it. Group number 2. You guys have the Sustainer, the Animal, the 3 of Cups, Temperance, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. And these were the cards that were also a part of like your pile selection with the Sodalite heart. So that's where you're like why they're showing up here already, and why you're seeing them come in the reading, because you did like make your selection also based off of those cards. And then, like I said, we got the 3 of Cups, Temperance, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. So let's take a look first at the Sustainer and the Animal. So with the Animal and the Sustainer coming out, I see your person as being a good combination of fun and practical. They're not afraid of hard work, and they never shy away from a challenge. They take care of business and can be perceived as cold, stoic, and too serious. On the other hand, they laugh louder and enjoy life more than just about anyone else you know. They're the definition of work hard, play hard, and there's just something about them that is so sexy and undeniable. They're adventurous and spontaneous, good separation between work life and personal life. So yeah, I really see them as being a very, like, a person with a lot of duality, essentially. Like, okay, sorry about that, group number 2. I did have to pause your video briefly. It started to really get loud outside. Like, there was a lot of noise going on, so I figured it'd probably be best to pause so it didn't interfere too much with the audio. So we're just gonna pick up where we left off. I was going through like your synopsis that I had typed up after laying out your cards. Let's see. So then getting into your tarot cards, what your relationship is like with your person. Again, we had the 3 of Cups, Temperance, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. And I feel like there's this deep emotional connection. You guys like really truly appreciate one another, and you're both grateful to have one another in your life. You value your relationship above all else, as you know that your connection is deep and fulfilling. You also thoroughly enjoy celebrating one another and your accomplishments. You know they truly love and support you, never feels like there's a competition or that you have to be afraid of hurting them by sharing your accomplishments. I feel like you may have met after a very deep, transformative time period for both of you. It's like you broke free from your cocoons of change at the same time and found one another shortly after. I feel like you may also act as the light at the end of the tunnel for one another. Like you're the best part of their day and vice versa. But also you're able to lean on one another when times get tough. And I really, really feel that coming through with Temperance. I feel like, again, you guys met at very transformative times in your life. And it really does feel like you guys went through this big, like, I don't know why I can't say the word today. Big transformational, like, upheaval. And it's like you guys found each other at the end of all of that. And you realize just how necessary and, like, beautiful change can be, because it's like you both know that if you would have met prior to that, you may have not been able to stay together. You may have, like, not been in the right headspace to be in a relationship. And so it was really like this perfect timing when you guys met. I think they remind you to slow down, to see the good in life, to stop and smell the roses, that you can be both serious and spontaneous. Life is meant to be lived and enjoyed, and we can be like these multifaceted, multidimensional beings, you know, like we don't have to just be serious all the time. We don't have to just be caught up in like the hustle and bustle and the maintenance of things. it's so important for us to have that duality, to like want to explore and be spontaneous and adventurous, and you know, to like truly enjoy being in the moment, being present, and enjoying those things that actually like make us human beings, right? There's so much beauty in the everyday mundanity of like being alive, being human, and they understand that better than anybody else. And I get the sense, and like I'm getting a message that this may be due to like them having experienced a lot in their formative years of life, and maybe having lost important people in their lives, or maybe having just like a lot of transformation that they've dealt with throughout their lifetime. But I do feel like maybe someone close to them, whether it be like a grandparent or a parent or a sibling, died when they were young, and because of that, it has really like shaped them into who they are, and it's allowed them to see the importance of both of these things, right? The importance of like doing the things day to day that help sustain us, but also the importance of allowing ourselves to be wild and free and spontaneous and joyful, and to like loudly express those emotions. Yeah, I think that I don't think there's anything else to add really to these cards here right now. So let's go ahead and get into your oracle cards. I am gonna just take a drink of water here real quick before we go any further. And then with this next oracle deck, we just have the Astro Codes deck. And so again, like I had mentioned at the beginning of your video, I was like wanting to maybe find out more information about your relationship. Ideally, like astrologically, maybe if we could get an idea of who this person is, that'd be really cool to like help add to their description. But I was just kind of allowing like anything to come through, whether it be just in regard to them or just in regard to like your relationship. So you guys got Pallas Athena, think. And then we also have 12th house introspection. Sorry about that, group number 2. I had to pause you one more time. Hopefully we don't have any more interruptions between now and the end of your video. But as I was saying, you guys got Pallas Athena, think, and you also got 12th house. And so with Pallas Athena, I think this is actually saying that your person reminds you of how capable you are. Their words and love inspire you and make you feel like you're capable of absolutely anything. They remind you of your true power, and because of this, it helps you to step into the best version of yourself. You know, with the 12th house coming up here as well with introspection, I think that your person really helps you get deep and get into like the nitty gritty, the shadow of like why you are the way you are, right? Especially with us having this duality here with the sustainer and the animal. It's like your person has accepted both like the light and dark attributes of themselves, right? The things that have been kept in the shadow and why, as well as like the way they present to the world. And I feel like with 12th house coming up here, it's reminding you that it's okay for like this duality to exist. We don't always have to like think some aspect is good or some aspect is bad. Some aspects are neutral about us, and then we have these aspects that are our shadow aspects that we try to keep buried. But it's so very important for us to like better understand ourselves, for us to really look deep inside of us as to like why certain things like cause us to have like certain heightened emotional responses, you know. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with us responding in these ways, because it's like we're receiving this re-trigger of something that happened when we were children or teenagers or whatever. But it's important, I think, to also understand those things, to like better understand our emotions and why they're coming up. It's also okay to like feel out our emotions too, and that's what the 12th house talks about. It's getting so deep that we allow ourselves to feel and release emotions that may have been pent up for a long time. And we feel like safe doing that and like exploring the depths of ourself and the depths of like humanity. And I think that your person really allows you to do that, and like you guys both allow that with each other because you have this very deep emotional connection, like I was talking about in the beginning. So yeah, I think that that's why we're seeing 12th house come up here too. And then finally, because I could probably go on about that forever, and sorry, my cat's cleaning herself over there if you're hearing her jingling. But I wanted to look at actual messages from your person, what was coming through from your person. So you got forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Oh my God, I feel like that is so 12th house energy as well. Because again, like sometimes we really do have to come to terms with things that we've done in the past or who we previously were. And it can be hard for us to let go of that judgment on ourselves. And it's so important that we do, if we've really truly done the work and we've really truly changed, like we have to at some point forgive ourselves and show ourselves love and compassion for maybe past actions that we made that we're not proud of, but we didn't know to do better until we learned better, right? So I think that that's so important. And like you create your reality moving forward. Like your choices that you make, the decisions that you make shape your life. And you know, we have the ability to make certain decisions that hinder our life and to make certain decisions that make it better, make it the best that it can be. And it's important that we're always like striving to make those choices, but we can't knock ourselves if we mess up one time. You know, it happens to everybody. Okay, so your person really wants you to forgive yourself and come through in that moment of temperance. Let me take a drink here, sorry. But to be able to come through in that moment of temperance where we've come through the other side, we've done a lot of work, we've transformed, and it's time for us to move forward on this new path, this new place that we've created for ourselves, okay? And then we also have for you, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So oh my God, so cute too, having like 12th house show up as well, because the 12th house is Pisces, and Pisces is described as like the depths of the sea, right? And I think that it is that way because there's a lot to explore in the sea. There's a lot that's unknown, just like there's a lot to explore, and there's a lot unknown about ourselves. And it's so important for us to dive deep and to not just stay on the surface all of the time, because what's good, what's the good in that, you know? What's the fun in that? Like, what's the point in that? But they love you so much too. Like, I was just getting that as like another message, final message kind of coming through, but they love you so deeply. They really, really do. They really care for you. And I think it's just important that you allow them to, and you allow yourself to be held in this space with them. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave your reading here, my group number 2s. I really enjoyed this one. If this resonated for you, please leave me a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up so that it can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings once a week. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Bye. Hi there, my group number 3s. As a reminder, if you chose the Opalite Heart, then this is your reading this week regarding your person, learning all about them, and getting to know better who they are, as well as like what your relationship will be like with one another. We'll get into the oracle decks here shortly, but first we're going to go ahead and go over this stuff. So we have the mask here that we got in Eros. These were a part of your pile selection. They were the cards underneath the Opalite Heart. And then for your tarot cards, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Tower, the Devil, and the Moon. Sorry, my dog's like snoring a little bit back there. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into your reading here, group number 3. So with the Ask and Eros coming out, I feel like your person awakens things in you that you may have suppressed, or perhaps you thought they were like undesirable traits or characteristics, so you always keep them hidden. But your person awakens those things in you and brings them to the surface. They allow you to feel like your truest, freest self. They allow you to seek to understand what it is you desire in this life. I feel like your person awakens this part of you that desires love, connection, and intimacy with another. Maybe you had shut yourself off to these possibilities for yourself, or perhaps you feel like desiring those things makes you weak. Whatever it may be, you want the passion and intimacy that this person has to offer. I feel like you guys have a very sexual connection. Not to say that it isn't deeper than that, but like sex is very important for you in this relationship. You feel the most connected to one another through sex, and perhaps that is a part of you that you never knew about, my group number 3s. Perhaps you never thought of yourself as a sexy, sensual being, but with your person you are, and you deem it a very important part of your relationship. Now, getting into your tarot cards here, again, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Tower, the Devil, and the Moon. I feel like you guys live very parallel lives in a way. I feel like your connection was fated because you're meant to cause profound change to one another. I get the feeling that my group number 3 viewers are very good at hiding parts of themselves from people that they believe won't like accept that part of them. So hiding it from people that they believe won't accept that part of them. But with your person, it's impossible for you to do this. They see all of you and even bring out things in you that you try to hide from others. They also have this way of grounding you back into reality. The Devil, the Tower, and the Moon are some very hard-hitting cards here. This shows me just how profound your relationship is with this person, and again, I believe that you having them in your life was fated. It was to happen, oh my gosh. It has to happen because you have a huge impact on one another. I got the image of like a seesaw, and how you're able to both ground and balance one another out. Like when you're first getting on the seesaw and like both of you have your feet on the ground, firmly planted on the ground. No one's like sat down on it yet, so it's like level, it's like perfect. It's that perfect balance. But with enough force, you guys can also cause the other to go flying into the air. Like, I feel like you guys have this direct, like, correlative effect on each other, right? Where, you know, they slam down on the ground and it still bumps you up, and then you slam down on the ground and it still bumps them up. So, like, it's like you're connected in this way. Like, you feel it yourself slamming into the ground, and then they feel it when they're, like, flying up in the air. And it's like, you know, almost like you guys are like domino affecting each other. Like you're like these blocks that keep falling into each other and causing the other to move in a different direction. I feel like you guys call each other out on your bullshit. You're not afraid to knock things down and start fresh if that means you have a more stable and secure foundation. I also got the message that this may not be for everybody. Excuse me. I was saying I got this message, and it may not be for everyone that's listening to this pile, but I got the message that you two may have addictions or severe mental health issues that you help each other work through. You support one another, and you have seen each other at very deep, low places. You don't avoid going into the depths. You don't need things to be picture perfect in your relationship, as you believe true connection is built on a deep emotional understanding of the other person. You like going below the surface anyway, as you have this desire to have this deep, lasting connection. I get major water sign energy from this, so you or your person, or both of you, may be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or have prominent placements in those signs. Especially Pisces with the moon coming out here, let me take a drink here real quick. With the moon coming out, it really does give that Pisces energy. You guys just get one another at this deep foundational level that other people don't understand, and you see that other people don't get that deep within their own relationships. But for both of you, and especially for your person, I feel like it's really important for them to understand you at a deeper level than anybody else does. And like, that's that raw, deep intimacy, that raw, deep connection that they want. And I feel like that's probably why they bring this out in you, like you actually wanting to connect so deeply with another person, maybe in ways that you had never fathomed or considered in your life. And they make you want to like drown in the depth of it all, right? And not in a bad way at all, like just allowing yourself to kind of succumb to the depths of emotion, the depths of like connection and intimacy with another. So with that being said, with these cards, we're going to go ahead and get into your other oracle cards here real quick. So I have, two additional decks here. With the first deck, this is the Astro Codes deck, and I was really asking for maybe like more information on your guys' relationship astrologically, more information on your partner, like your person astrologically. Obviously astrology is going to play a role in it because these are Astro Code cards, but that's kind of what I was looking for here. So let's see what you guys got. You got the 5th house, passion. Ooh. And then we also got conjunction, alliance. Okay, I definitely see that. All right. So with the 5th house, passion coming up, I'm getting it as being like either passion sexually, which we already talked about, or passion like what you really want out of life. Like, what are you passionate about? What excites you? What drives you? You know, what fuels that fire within you? I think ultimately, as we saw with the tarot, your person pushes you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. One who is unafraid to explore the dark parts of themselves, or the parts of themselves that they don't openly share with others or are ashamed of. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water here. But yeah, I think that, like I was saying there with them pushing you, I think that with the 5th house coming out here, they really do push and inspire you and like help fuel that fire within you. Like, they awaken you to how powerful you really are, my group number 3s, and they like love seeing that passion, that livelihood come out of you. And so I think that they give a lot of inspiration, and like bring a lot of passion with them in your life, because it just like reignites this like dullness maybe that was going on around you. It reignites like your passion and your fire and your drive and like your excitement and joy towards life. And then again, though, I think that this can definitely have to do with sex as well. And I think that you guys have a very strong sexual connection. There's a lot of sexual charisma going on there. Excuse me, I feel like I have something like caught in my throat here. And then with conjunction coming out here with alliance, I feel like you both overwhelmingly support and stand by one another. Like, you've met each other so deeply, and you get so deep and you're so deeply intimate and connected with one another that you have this everlasting love and appreciation for the other person. They make you want to be better every day. You work through your obstacles together. You're always like on the same team, because especially with conjunction coming up here, like we see in astrology, when planets are conjunct, it means they're in the same house, they're in the same sign, and they help like lift one another up. They help the other planet shine as well. And I think that that's why we're seeing, you know, this come up, is they help you shine and you help them shine. And then finally, we have, I was wanting to look at messages here from your person. And you guys got 3 cards to come out. So we're going to go ahead and get into all of those here next. So we have beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So I think that this is really kind of talking about how much you guys like love, admire, and appreciate one another. And there are like qualities that they have that you like love and treasure so much, and vice versa. And it's that reminder that, you know, you love those qualities because you reflect those qualities as well. Those qualities are deep inside of you. Those characteristics are, and you can tap into those as well too, you know, like, and it's almost like by being with them and seeing those things come out and admiring those things and like understanding that because you admire them, you know, they are things that you possess within you as well. It like will help drive you again to push to be that best version of yourself that fully expresses those things that you see value in. And then we have life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Love this, because especially with the Tower coming out here and the Moon, you know, with the Tower, it is usually a fated event that occurs, but it doesn't have to be. You know, I think that with the Tower regarding fate in this reading, it has to do with like how I said, I feel like you guys were fated and destined to meet in this lifetime and to be together because you are like a domino effect on one another. But, you know, with the Tower, it's like this unavoidable change coming up, this unavoidable place that we have to go to and look at ourselves and see that, you know, maybe our foundations, our structures aren't as strong as we thought they were, and maybe we need to knock them down to rebuild and to, you know, reconsider certain things. Sorry about that. Let me get a drink of water here real quick. But essentially, you know, sometimes we just have to let the chaos come. We have to let the destruction come. We have to let our tower burn down in order for us to get to the place that we're needing to go to, right? And it can be scary because it means that there's a lot of trust in things that we don't have control of. When as human beings, I think we all want some sort of semblance of control, but you know, really giving into those things that we don't have control in, things that are meant to happen to shift us into the right direction. And then with the Moon, you know, it really is allowing ourselves then to be replanted and dig deeply into the subconscious, dig deeply into who we are, and dig deeply into the depths of ourself and humanity. And I think that, you know, that's why we're seeing that come up here. But I think your person really just wants to remind you, especially if you're having a hard time right now, that sometimes you just have to let go. You have to go with the flow. You have to succumb to where you are and allow yourself to be carried somewhere else, right? Then finally, you got look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Got that for the last group as well, group number 2. We got that card as well. But I think again, like, we're pointing to the fact that your person truly sees you, truly loves you, is truly in awe and astonishment by you. And we literally have been using metaphors of like deep water, the ocean this whole time. And again, it's that ode to like their love for you is so vast and so deep and so emotionally fulfilling. Yeah, I think that is where I'm just going to go ahead and leave your guys' reading. I really enjoyed this one, group number 3. I hope that this resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below letting me know. Give this video a thumbs up so that it can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings once a week. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Thanks for joining me. Bye.